You are welcome to the 10th edition of Life Empowerment Message. In this video, we are going to present you the key secrets to successful marriage, episode 1. Prepare for marriage, not wedding. Please, I may urge you, if you have prepared to arrange for wedding or engagement, pause for now till the time you watch the full episode of my video concerning marriage before you make a final decision. Because it's either you are going to regret or you need some adjustment before the final conclusion. So please, I may urge, if you want a success in your marriage, then make sure it will be your priority, top priority, to watch my videos before drawing a conclusion. Thank you for accepting my proposal, because the success of your marriage is the most important thing you must think of, not the money, not your education. Yes, you may ask me, how should you prepare for marriage? Because you are having your rented house or the one that you built yourself. You have saved enough to cater for the lady. You are having a partner who understands you, who appreciates you, who trusts you, who loves you, who cannot live without you. Yes, it's true. But no matter how the argument is, I'm telling you, that is just the preparation for wedding, but not the marriage itself. Have you thought of what will happen 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later in your marriage before you are going to marry? You haven't think of it. But you are thinking of the day that you just do the wedding, the venue for the wedding participants, the drinks and the minerals and the food that you serve at the wedding. That is what you are thinking of. Your wedding gown, that is what you are thinking of. My brother, my sister, if that is your thought, then you first of all fail. Because that will not guarantee you the success of your marriage. Yes, many people like you plan for a successful marriage, thought of a successful marriage, but today they are in a miserable one. Indeed. They've regretted. They wish they are single. They wish Christ should come earlier, because the world has just betrayed them. No, they betrayed themselves. Because the necessity to a successful marriage, they didn't do. So you too, if you want to get success in your marriage, please make sure the necessity in marriage, you just meet it. Now let me ask you this question. Before someone be qualified to be a doctor, to be a nurse, to be a professional teacher, to be a lawyer, to be a banker, how many years does that person pass through training or pass through education before? Some people 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, even doctors for how many years? 7 years before they can qualify to be called them a doctor. So you too, the marriage, that is very important. That is the basis of all society. That's the basis of what? A family. How many years have you trained before you are entering into that wonderful marriage indeed? Some of you are having few knowledge, or some of you too even no knowledge at all, but you are wishing for a successful marriage. Yes, those that they are miserable married today, they also thought of a successful marriage like you, but they just built castle in the air. They didn't meet the necessity requirement. So if you want to have success in your marriage, then I will urge you that you must meet the requirement, which is what? Premarital counseling. Yes, you've heard of it. You know about it, but it doesn't concern you because of the cost involved, because of the negative mentality you have against counselors. Some people thought even if they just go to the counselor will separate them. The counselor will spread them the information. No. Counselors are not there for separation, but they are there to build. Counselors have been trained to be confidential. So whatever information you deliver to them is assured that no one is going to get hold of it. So do away with that negative mindset and patronize premarital counseling. You wish you would marry because that fall in love is there. Now we call that a tingle. Now the tingle does not last. According to research by Dr. Gary, a renowned counselor, the tingle lasts for only 2 years. Only few last lesser or more than that. So if you think fell in love is the grounds for successful marriage, my brother, you fail. Love does not guarantee success in marriage. Because those that they've divorced, those that in a miserable marriage today, yesterday they failed love. Yesterday they thought someone understood them. They thought someone trusted them. They thought someone loved them. But today they are miserable marriage. So the same thing can also happen to you. One sex therapist, Sadentin Peter, after his research, came out with 9 common problems that needs to divorce. And these problems are money problems, affairs, interfering by ex-partners, difference in sexual libido, children from previous marriage or relationship, intrusive by parents. Yes, the parents that they are deciding for their children or their wards or their daughters of what to do is a danger. It's a threat to divorce. Differences in conflict resolution, difference in communication, and difference in privacy problems. These are the 9 common problems that leads to divorce. And if these things can be addressed, it's just by premarital counseling. Premarital counseling is there to build, but not to collapse the marriage. Now, premarital counseling seems to address the communication problems, beliefs and values, financial issues, marital roles, affection, intimacy and sex, children and parenting, family relationship, decision making, dealing with anger, quality time spent together by the couples. These are what premarital counseling seeks to address. Yes, we have 3 types of counseling. We have premarital counseling, marital counseling, and postmarital counseling. And if you want to engage in marriage, yours is for premarital counseling. Don't enter into marriage before you just want to seek for solutions, but find the solutions before you just enter into it. Some people are relying on their pastors. Yes, some of the pastors are causing harm than good in terms of marriage issues. They are now patronizing conditional marriage for their congregation. Oh, marry this because she's humble, she knows how to sing, she's prayerful, she's obedient, she's this and this and that. And after marriage, everything is scattered. The miserable setting, the argument setting, the reality of life setting, and therefore, now, what you hope for? Bounced. So we shouldn't rely upon our pastors. If your pastor is a qualified counselor, then you can entrust your marriage in the hands of him. But if he's not a qualified counselor, my brother, seek the right expertise. Some of the pastors just engage in 3 days counseling course, 1 week counseling course, and they claim they qualify to be a counselor. No, No. They cannot compare themselves with someone who has engaged in 4 years counseling course, 6 years counseling course. It's impossible. So don't entrust your marriage in the hands of your pastors. Because how is their marriage itself? Please, some are arguing that our great grandparents, they didn't engage in premarital counseling, but they succeeded. If that is your notion, it is wrong. Because they engaged in premarital counseling, but it's the traditional method. Yes, if their children get to the adolescent stage, they engage in premarital counseling by the grandparents or their parents. But today, ask yourself, as you prepare for marriage, have you engaged in premarital counseling by your parents, by your grandparents? No. But you are jumping into marriage. Please seek for premarital counseling if you want success in your marriage. Because we have individual differences in intelligence wise, spiritual, social, emotional, and physical. And the only place to address this is counseling. And you cannot escape premarital counseling. Please, I urge you. People are struggling in their marriages. God created marriage to become a blessing, but it's a curse to people now. People are accusing God, but that isn't so. The Bible said a man should love the wife and the wife should be submissive. But today, these things are out. And it's all because we didn't engage in premarital counseling. According to research, those that they engage in premarital counseling, their margin of divorce is very slim. They are not prone to divorce like those that they didn't engage in premarital counseling. So please, if you want success in your marriage, then try to engage in premarital counseling before you arrange for your engagement, before you arrange for your wedding. Or else, what people have passed through, you also do the same thing. Please, in my second episode, I'm going to bring you like mother, like daughter, like father, like son, how it affects marriages. And that will determine whether you should go ahead or not go ahead and marry your partner. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe to my channel so that you get update videos, because the videos that are coming are amazing, which can help you to get a successful marriage. Please, if you finish, share and leave your comment. Don't watch this video alone. Watch it with your partner or share it with your families and friends. Thank you for watching.